Good morning to our esteemed lecturer and my fellow SPM warriors. We are Group 10 and today we are here to talk about formulas or historical dates. We are here to talk about you, your mind, your future and the invisible weight you are carrying right now. Let's be real. Being an SPM student in Malaysia, it's like being in a pressure cooker. Between the tuition classes that at 10 p.m. and the ceramah motivasi that tells you your whole life depends on these few weeks, it's easy to feel lost. We often feel that if we don't get 10 A's straight, we failed at life. But is that true? Or is it just that we haven't been given the right mental toolkit to handle the pressure? Success isn't just about what's in your textbook. It's about what's in your library of life. Today we are presenting 3 legendary books: How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, The Magic of Thinking Big, and Sell Your Way to the Top. These aren't just books, they are blueprints used by the world's most successful leaders. We have narrowed our topic down to managing stress, expanding vision, and mastering persuasion. To start off I'll hand you over to my teammate who will tackle the biggest enemy we face every morning, anxiety.
Thank you to presenter 1. Now let's look at the actual content of Dale Carnegie masterpiece. Carnegie spent years of researching how worry ruins life. He found out that most of us live with a mental leak. We are constantly drained by things that happened yesterday or things that might happen tomorrow. For us, as SPM students, the problem is clear. We are overwhelmed. Carnegie's solution is the daytime compartment. Imagine a ship to stay afloat. The captain can flip a switch to shut off different sections of the ship so water can spread.
A few moments later,
you must do the same when you sit down to study biology at 3 p.m. Shut the iron door on the sejarah paper you messed up this morning. Shut the door on the result day in the future. Think about the hourglass again. If you try to force all the sand through at once, the glass will break. That is exactly what happened during an SPM burnout. You aren't breaking because the work is too hard. You are breaking because you are trying to do February work in January. The impact of this book is a totally shift in focus. It teaches you to ask what is the worst that can possibly happen. If you feel, will life end? The answer is no. By accepting the worst, you find the peace. To actually start working toward the best, I urge you all to obtain this book. It is the ultimate survival guide for your mental health during exam season.
Thank you, Presenter 2. Now that we have learned how to stop worrying, let us talk about where we are going in life. Many of us are taught to play safe. We are taught to just pass SPM, get a stable job, and not take risks. However, in The Magic of Thinking Big, David Schwartz explained that the bigger danger to our future is not failure, but thinking too small. In this book, Dr. Schwartz shared a story about 2 people applying for the same high-level job.
later,
Candidate A had a higher IQ and better qualifications, but he always focused on problem and fear failure. Candidate B had a average IQ, but he had a big vision and a positive attitude. In the end, Candidate B got the job. This shows the success depends more on how big you think, not how smart you are. As SPM students, many of us suffer from what Dr. Schwartz called intelligence excuses. We say things like, I'm not good at studies, or I'm not as smart as my classroom. He explained that this is a disease of the mind.
12 seconds later.
What truly matters is not the intelligence you are born with, but the way you think. The cause of failure is often small thinking and making excuses. The effect is a life where you never reach your full potential. Dr. Swart teaches that if you think you are second class, you will act second class. But if you believe you are leader, you will start developing the habits of a leader. The impact of this book on students is life-changing. It helps us see exam result as a learning step, not our final destiny. It encourages us to aim higher, apply for our dream university, or even start a business we believe in. If you want to stop limiting yourself and start thinking bigger, you should read The Magic of Thinking Big, because your future is exactly as big as you think it is. Thank you.
2,000 years later.
Thank you. Now, let's talk about your future after SPM. Zig Ziglar's book title sounds like it's for businessmen, but the problem many students face is thinking they don't need sales skills. The truth is, whether you want to be a doctor, an engineer, or an artist, you will always be selling your value through others. Ziegler tells a story that I want you all to remember. He saw an old man at a water pump in the heat of the summer. The man was pumping the handle furiously, but no water came out. Most people will give up and say, "This pump is broken," but the old man knew he had to prime it. He poured a little bit of his own water into the top first, then pumped with all his might. Finally, a tiny trickle came out, followed by a massive, endless flow of cold, clear water. This is the solution to achieving success. You cannot expect a scholarship or a high-paying job to just give you results. You have to prime the pump by giving your effort, your kindness, and your value to others first. Ziegler's philosophy is simple. You can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. For an SPM student, the impact is realizing that your attitude is just as important as your A grades. This book teaches you how to build a right mental attitude. If you want to learn how to communicate with confidence and lead others, you must opt in this book and study Ziegler's timeless principle.
We have covered a lot of ground today. We started with Dale Carnegie's advice on how to stop the sand from clogging our minds so we can focus on today. Then we moved to David Rewards, who challenged us to kill anxieties and dream bigger than our current goals. Finally, we look at Zig Ziglar's principle of priming the pump, reminding us that success is a result of value we give to others. Why are we telling you this? Because in few months your SPM will be over, but the challenges of life are just beginning. You can choose to be the person who worries and makes excuses, or you can choose to be the person who thinks big and take action. The difference lies in the knowledge you consume. These authors have spent decades perfecting these secrets. We strongly urge you to obtain these books where you can borrow them from school library or find them at bookstore or even look at them for online. Don't just read for an exam. Read to build the person you want to become. As the saying goes, a reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. Start your life of success today. Thank you.